In this video, we'll look at how walls will balloon frame in Chief Architect. Let's begin with a 3D framing overview, and we'll see our foundation, and the first floor platform is the only thing framed so far. So let's frame the walls. I'll double-click to open the Build Framing dialog. Go to the Wall panel. Let's automatically build the wall framing so that we see the changes update as we go. And we now have a platform framed condition. And that's what Chief Architect will typically do. So the walls here bear on the first floor, here they bear on the second floor, and we have plated walls here at the gable ends. These are attic walls automatically generated by the program, and they're framed once they're generated. Notice the interior wall does not have an attic wall, and the reason for that is because the rooms on either side of the interior wall have ceilings. And so an attic wall is not generated. Whereas here, there is a room on this side with a ceiling, but this room outside, there's no ceiling present. And so in that case, Chief Architect will create this additional wall. Let's go back to the floor plan, go up to floor 2, and I'll select this room, open it, and tell it not to have a ceiling. And when we switch back to the camera, it will automatically reframe. This balloon frames automatically. And this does not balloon frame. It has a ceiling on one side and no ceiling on the other side, and we get the same condition that we were getting with the gable ends. So this is an example of how balloon framing can occur automatically. It doesn't happen in too many situations, and we can always override it using the commands we're just about to start using. In fact, let me undo and we'll begin. Let's decide that we would like our first floor walls to all balloon through and bear directly upon the concrete. So I'll go back to the first floor plan. And I want to select all the walls, so I'm going to go to Wall mode and then Shift Drag to select only walls. Open the group of selected walls and go to the Structure panel in Wall Specification. And here is where we can control the platform intersections. In this case, we'll say go through the floor. Click OK, switch back to the view, and we'll see it frame through the floor. We need to rebuild the floor framing though, so we'll go back to the Build Framing dialog, to the Foundation panel, and redo the subfloor for floor 1. And we see how the rim joist now generates inside the walls, and the walls bear down to the foundation level. Now let's do the second floor walls. We'll go back to the floor plan, up to floor 2. Again to Wall mode, and in the Wall mode, Shift Drag to select all the walls. And with the Shift key still down, having selected them all, I'm going to click on this wall to remove it from the selection set, because I only want the exterior walls to go down, to balloon through. So we can now open the selected set, and in the Structure panel say go through floor below, click OK. Let's go back to the view as it reframes, and we now have a balloon condition going all the way around up to the top of the second floor. Suppose we would like the two gable end walls to balloon, and we would also like this interior wall to balloon. And we can do that by going back to floor plan. And we're on floor 2. And again, I'll just go to Wall mode and Shift Drag in Wall mode because I want to touch these 3 walls. Open them. And this time we want them to balloon through the ceiling above. We'll click OK, and it'll reframe as we switch to the view. We now have created more balloon framing conditions. I'll press undo to get back to this condition and look at another option yet available to us. Let's go to the floor plan again on floor 2, and I'll just do it on this one wall. I'll double click on it and go to the roof panel. And note we have a combined with wall above option, and we can check it. This roof panel option is available only under certain conditions. and it becomes available when one side of a wall has no ceiling. This wall has one side with no ceiling, one side with a ceiling, so the combine option was available. Now let's go back with the framing automatically rebuilding, and we see that also can result in a ballooned condition. Let's now build the second floor. I'll double click, first floor panel, build a subfloor for floor 2, click OK. So I'll try to summarize by saying that Chief Architect will automatically balloon frame up to the roof if there is no ceiling on either side of a wall. And it will generate an attic wall that platforms if there is a ceiling on one side but not on the other side of a wall. But we have even more robust control over the automatic behavior by specifying balloon conditions ourselves with the commands in the Wall Spec Dialog Structure panel and in the Roof panel.